外の空気は久々。外の空気は久々。よし。よっ、あ、ほい。よし。よっ。
険だ冒険。よし出発と。へっはっはっよし出発だ。よし
断罪の名において6308式吸引テスト開始。
よし出発だ。よし冒険だ冒険。
安全距離確認。
はっせい。
さ あれがアルベドか？なんでこんな。
アルベドは絵を描くのが好きで、様々な場所でスケッチしていると聞いたわ。ここは視界が開けているし、風景も悪くない。素材としては申し分ないからね。
でもヒルチャールたちに気づいてないってことはないよな。襲われたりしたら大変だぞ。うわうっかり驚かせちゃったみたいだ。とりあえず奴らを倒そう。
誰だい？なぜヒルチャールを驚かしたのかな？絵が完成してよかった。危うく特別なヒルチャールを見逃すところだったよ。
けどなんでヒルチャール？みんな似たような顔じゃないか。
説明するには複雑だから、僕の絵を直接見てみるといい。
おお、真面目に描いた作品もあれば。
それらはどこにでもいるヒルチャールだ。でもこいつを見て、体格も毛髪も姿勢も繰り返される原始的な集団の暮らしの中で、そういった特殊性は進化を意味する。進化は無から有へ、基地から未知へ。
待って、それ長くなるやつよね。私は興味ないわ。人も見つけたし、私はここで失礼するわよ。
こいつに聞きたいことはないのか？おーい。変わったやつだな。
シスター・ロサリアがここまで案内してくれたようだね。礼を言いそびれてしまった。ところで、君たちはわざわざ僕を探しに来たのかい？
おう、モンドでスクロースって人に会ってな。お前の力になってほしいって言われたんだ。
なるほど。彼女が君たちを紹介したのか。では僕の推測が正しければ、君が話題の栄養期流祭での君の働き、結論から話そう。可能性は一つ。君は別の世界からやってきた。よかった。君の協力があれば僕の研究も大きく進むはずだ。あ、すまない。戸惑ってるだろうね。どこから話そうか。
待て待て。
確かに。例えば生命を目覚めさせ、この枯れた枝を再生させるんだ。
そんなことできるのか？
しかし君と同じ。
お前ができない。
いいや、僕でも 同じ異世界から来た君を観察する。
どうしよう。なんか怪しくないか？
まさか君の善は急げ。
アルベドと旅人、あの二人はどちらも異端。モンドの平和に影響を与えるかし。
その種が芽を出した後、何になるんだ？
わからない。でも大事なのは結果で錬金術を目覚めさせる。
おいやいや、わかるぞ。ただおいらは芽が出た後、何が出てくるのか気になるだけだ。
美味しい果実が実ったら一緒に食べようか。
約束だぞ。
僕も話をなぜ君は自由に元素力を使えるか確認したい。いくつか質問をする。君は他の人にない器官を持っているかい？例えば2つ目の心臓や。なるほど。では君の周りにいるちびっこは君の体とつながってるかい？
その質問おかしいぞ。見ればわかるじゃないか。それとちびっこじゃない、パイモンだ。
外付け機関としての可能性を考えたまでだよ。君たちは可能性はなしということだね。ではパイモンが元素力を10メートルの岩を貫通する、もしくは清泉町の滝を逆流させるほどの元素力をパイモンが持っているという前提になるけど、ありえないか。
まだ何も言ってないぞ。
となると君の身体構造はこの世界、それなら実験であらゆる際を研究するしかない。まずその正体不明の元素力がどうやって流れてるか見て、スライムを集めてくるから慣れた方法でそれらを倒してみてくれ。
そんな単純な方法で観察するのか？
良い実験とは直感的で明瞭であるべきだよ。もちろん簡単すぎると思うなら同時に6体の純粋精霊との戦闘に変えよう。
スライムでいいぞ。
さあユニッ
ト吸引テスト開始。
風の神よ、我らを導き。
冒険だ冒険。みんながそばにいてくれる。よし出発だ。冒険だ。
お疲れ様。異常とか怪我をしてたら応急用の薬剤を持ってる。ならいい。外への
内部の
簡単だよ。もし元素力を生理的な形で君の体内に保存蓄積で大丈夫。
正常じゃ。
万が一のためにちゃんと準備はして異常の早期発見にもなるんだよ。正銀、僕の順調に行けば。
あんまり暗闘中探して。
We go! Out of the way! Stay clear! Get out of here! Off we go! Going in!
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes. This one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way. This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider, you don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This traveler is a visitor from another world. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world, now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and find me.
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried...
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance, and it certainly speeds things up. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable variety. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, You can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an eye of the storm. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form, now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was, that's the spirit! Mr. Albedo, say something!
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to... prepare something. Wait one moment. If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purpose. Well, on with the research. There may be take to that, but worlds... So, I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment. No. You shan't be required to exert quite so much. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking, as such. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with... I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientists.
Not only is this recipe...
Paimon bets you're just hungry. It does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on...
I'll leave you to it then. Looking if there's anything...
Paimon, how are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again. Where does it get the... Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
Haven't you heard? There's a strange...
Ad Astra at...
That was fast. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But anyway.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiment. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, a lost property would be a thing of the past. I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah! You could use elemental sight! This must be electrohypostasis powder! The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy.
Goodness, you managed to find them. Incredible. 1,000 thanks. I'm wondering, This elemental sight. This is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has in essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then? So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Still in one piece! Good thing the vial's so strong. Animal test 6308. Absorption You want us to jump? From up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, I will factor the time expended and your top
The opposite side of the lake.
Without limitations, some of us would be unable to no matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the...
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing, emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Off we go! Off we go!
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, traveler.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway, if it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights, it would be something to savor again and again.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. I hope you won't be offended. Gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment, all these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. They cease to be noteworthy.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to sketch those hilly trails? Because you got to see something new and interesting and the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring, not worth closer inspection. There is precious little about them that serves to pique my curiosity now.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to you? Like sketches?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby.
Stand clear. Absorption test. Absorption test.
Adventure time! Adventure time!
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capability. I'd like you to There are 2 puzzles. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. Remember that this is a test of intellect. So should you get lucky in any way? So, let's see you in action. Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution. It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the results of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders, I'd sooner
Listen, sister. Your guard's so high you can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. I'm only
No way!
with an alchem in any case.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've invested.
But
But for insurance purposes, I'd bet. Now then, which is what I.
overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo. Enhanced animal module 75. Stand clear. Absorption test. By royal decree.
Wind, hear me!
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is...
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Teyvat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it didn't even have any fruit.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again? Well, glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Look at that! Looks like someone made camp here. Are other people adventuring nearby? Let's see how our fellow explorers are doing.
Ad Astra at...
Absorption test. Absorption test. Absorption test. Oz, reveal weapon.
This will be interesting.
Gonna be epic.
Absorption test. Animal test 6308.
Mondstadt welcomes you.
Mondstadt welcomes you.
Can't you give me a better price?
Finding someone to chat to would be better than just standing around.
We grew up together after all.
Better see Barbara at the cathedral if you're entered.